Yes, fellas, welcome back to another week and another track guide. This time it's going to be this week's Daily Race A at Willow Springs International Raceway, the Big Willow, in the BRZ, or you can use the GT86. I can't really tell much difference between them, so I'm going to tell you they're the same. We're running brake balance on 0 this time. Pretty tricky circuit, not a lot of braking, almost no threshold braking zones, although we do flash the red card up a couple of times. Most of your time is going to be found in some part throttles and extended periods of wide open throttle as per normal. Yeah, have a play, see how you go. And without further ado, we'll jump on board and head down to turn 1. So after the 100 board, about 3/4 of the way down to the 50 board, we're going to start braking. It's a punch on the brakes to threshold, then straight back to trail at the 50 board. Coming across, trying to get the left-hand tyres just to rub that curb there, using all the road on the exit. Turning in from the white line here. This is where we lift off the throttle. We're going to pick up the throttle pretty early because it's a low N200 car. Doesn't have the world's most amount of horsepower. Try and minimise the understeer so the engine can actually build up some speed. Braking just before the 50 board this time. Just another punch on the brake as well, and then straight back into some threshold braking, and the apex is all the way around the bend here. So we're going to hold half brakes. That's to keep the nose down. Once again, I was just trying to rub the left-hand side tyres on the ripple strips. Flick back to the right-hand side now, getting some maximum wide open throttle. Lift off, we do touch the brake there, but I don't remember doing that. So, and we're using this little seesaw technique here. I noticed a couple of the top times doing it. You just on the throttle, off the throttle, on the throttle, and that sort of helps rotate the car up into 4th for the split second. No real threshold braking down in here, just a 50% brake. Ease off the brake as you come around. Pick up the throttle nice and early. I found that. Actually, don't even close the throttle for that left-hander. It's wide open throttle over this hill. If we close the throttle on that left-hander back there, the car sort tends to slide out, so keep the throttle open even while you're braking, and when you come off the brake with the throttle open, it'll settle. Now for the last corner and the trickiest. I'm sort of looking for the 200 board here, and we're going to turn in and do some light trail braking. Ideally we want to put off the trail braking till after the 150 board, and if you're getting real game, after the 100 board. So you can see we've already started at the 150 board, trying to balance the throttle and the brake here, just trying to keep the nose down, but not down too much that we understeer off the track. Are trying to run that curb on the inside there. Once you feel like you're going to make the exit, it's straight onto wide open throttle and a nice run to the line. Some people stay to the left, some people don't. It's up to you, see how you feel. Not sure how much time difference it's actually going to make. So there we go, turn 1 in chase view already. Just lifting off the throttle. Take note of the throttle position there. It does get closed for the splittest of split seconds, but straight back to wide open nice and early. We are running that white line for quite a long time as well. Now back across to the right hand side at the 50 board. Just a stab on the brake. Nice trail braking. Collect a little bit of curb. Maybe, I don't know, you can touch it, you don't have to touch it. It's up to you. See how you feel. That little seesaw technique through there, up into 4th, back down into 3rd. See, the throttle doesn't close here, and once we get near the apex we open it again straight away. And now you can think about your lap. Check this sector time here. If it's anything in the 101s, you're just going to have to send it. You really need to maximize this last corner. Pretty much only one corner here, and it's really fast and tricky. So turning in at the 200 board, we're just resting our foot over the brake, trying to balance that understeer. And once you see the apex, it's wide open. So you can do that a little bit more aggressive if you like. I would like to do a few laps here during the week and see if we can even extend that braking section. So back on board now. We have the little tablets as has been asked for back in this view. Takes a little, probably adds an extra 20 minutes, half an hour to the video, but anything that can help. So do let us know what helps you and what doesn't, and I'll try and add and subtract as required. So just, you can see that throttle is getting opened really early before the brake is being closed most times. I found if there's ever no brake and no throttle, the car sort of locks up and starts to slide. So we're trying to keep that throttle open as much as possible, even when braking. You'll see it just cracked a tiny little bit. I found that just helps with the transition back to throttle. So also trying to minimize the tyre squealing too, because that's scrubbing speed and using some of that 200 horsepower you have. Feels like there's a little bit of room for improvement here, but I'm not sure how much I want to grind to find it. So yeah, now into bumper cam. We'll probably start signing off about now. I think we've covered most of the important stuff. Brake balance, 0. Yeah, I haven't even had a chance to play around with that yet. I don't think it's going to make too much difference. Always try and just keep that throttle open just a touch. For the eagle-eye viewers, you'll just see it cracked just a little bit. Yeah, so SimCaders has been released this week again. I'll chuck up a link in the top right-hand corner for that. The latest episode generally comes out Saturdays. We do have the podcast out on all the podcast players now, so I should remember to put that in a link in the video as well. So if you're just interested in listening to a couple of Aussies in a classic non-award winning show talking a little bit of garbage, mainly about sim racing, with GT Sport being so heavy, we talk a fair bit about that these days. But yeah, thanks for watching. Give us a little bit of a thumbs up if we've managed to help you a little bit, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching, fellas. I'll see you soon.